It's DaxTheAnimal again, with Chapter 4-2 in this Resident Evil 4 Professional No Damage run. Good news right off the bat, this chapter is only about a quarter as long as the previous one. The bad news is this chapter is pretty boring. The last 3/4 of it will be just in a cave. Just in a big cave full of novistadors. Novistadors that like to cheat. So we ended the last chapter using a rocket launcher, and we're going to start this one buying a rocket launcher. That's pretty important to cut down on some tedium right here. At least this chapter starts fun. Start out with the ditman glitch, where you can safely run past these guys. Just don't get too close to them. They might swing at you. Stay on the left side of that tunnel. I stop about right here, aim at that pillar, and it'll take out the boulder and those two guys. If you aim at the boulder, it will only take out the boulder and leave those two guys to, cause trouble for you. Ditman again. But before we climb the ladder, there's a few goodies in here. There's 10 shotgun shells. That's of course very useful. There's a first aid spray. That's worth 2,500 pesetas. So worth grabbing. Flash grenades are great. Don't get too close to the door on the other side of the room, because that spawns these two El Gigantes. So see how Leon outpaces the zipline? And then you can turn around and get back to the top before the zipline reaches the top. Start using it, but you'll go the full length and go all the way through the wall. And now you're out of bounds, and you can skip these two obnoxious, time-consuming enemies. Remember, Ditman, you equip the striker, you aim, and go into the menu at the same time. Like this. And then just equip a different gun. Or a grenade, or whatever. And now you're running fast. And this is the chapter where we're going to spend the rest of the... Or this is the cave where we're going to spend the rest of this chapter. You can start out by camping the entrance and shooting the novistadors, but I like to ditman and run up here. Now, if they're flying, you can kill them in one shot. If they're on the ground, it'll take several more pistol shots than that. And although this is boring, at least you get a lot of loot out of it. This is the last chance to get another blue eye. Remember, those are rare drops from novistadors, and we need another one for that other butterfly lamp. This room is our last chance for those. And even the other ones are, they're worth something. It's just this part takes so long. I just think it's a large, boring area. See, I keep waiting them out. You can hear them buzzing. And just wait them out. You just have to have patience here. Especially at 60 frames per second. They're complete bullies at 60 frames per second. They'll just stun lock you to death. One will kick you into another one. That one will kick you back into the first one. It's so bad. You can't get surrounded by these guys. They're relentless. But even at 30 frames per second, how the game originally came out, they still cheat. These guys will clip through the ceiling and everything. You have to be really careful here. You can pick them off in the distance. It's probably not going to do any favors to your accuracy rating, but I doubt too many people care about that. It's not like the game actually rewards you for it or anything. But at the end of this chapter, it's going to show our accuracy, and it's not going to be very good. We just got a blue eye right there, so that's lucky. We're all set on those. We'll be able to sell that other butterfly lamp for maximum value. That one had 2 rifle rounds on him for some reason. I guess that's not as weird as a crow having a grenade, though, is it? There's a switch behind us, so I've been camping this cave, and then I'll hit a switch, and then we're going to make our way to another little cave, hit another switch. It's a whole process. This area kind of reminds me of a different Capcom game that came out a couple years, just about 2 years after Resident Evil 4, called Lost Planet. where that game had a lot of just humongous caverns and such. Large areas with flying enemies. And, I mean, at least you got a mech suit in that. It still managed to be a snooze fest, though. Sorry, Lost Planet fans. Even with Ditman, it takes forever. As soon as you hit the switch, you hear more of them spawn in. And it's just a waiting game. You can try to play it risky if you want. I very much recommend not doing that for no damage. That's totally unnecessary. But you can manipulate them with the camera. It's very typical of Capcom. Very typical of Resident Evil games. You can run past these guys while pointing the camera at the wall, and it will mostly prevent them from attacking you. Similar to the dogs earlier, similar to Mendez. But I don't think that's a risk to take in a no-hit run. I kind of getting to the final stretch here. Almost there. There's the other cave. They're pouring out of it. There's another switch in there. That'll unlock a gate for us. Sometimes when you do the Ditman glitch, you have to reload the blacktail twice. If you see me doing that, I'm not sure what's up with that. It's like you reload and it doesn't actually change the ammo value. So you just do it again. You don't lose anything in the process. It's just worth noting. Here we go. We hit the switch. Here comes another wave. I'm sorry this is so boring. I know. But there's really nothing I can do about it. Send your angry letters to Capcom. Look at this. Look at this aim. I take no blame for that. Again, send your angry letters to Capcom. Here we go. The end's in sight. A little bit of sniping here. I've actually gotten quite a few blue eyes, so that's nice. And because I'm using Ditman, you can pretty much just run through here. If you're not using Ditman, you have to be careful with the timing on these crushers. But if you're using Ditman, you just run through like that. Works every time. It's a close call, but it works. And your reward for completing this chapter, you get the royal insignia, the last piece of the crown that we'll be able to sell for 48K. Look at that hit ratio. That's an F. Oh well. See you for the next one. Peace out.